With incredible highs, devastating lows, crazy rumours, and a fierce battle with health issues that nearly ended her career, this is the insane life of Avril Lavigne. If you were around in the early 2000s, chances are you were a fan of Avril Lavigne. Even if you weren't a fan, you definitely heard her music. In 2002, at just 17 years old, Avril released her debut album, Let Go. With smash hits like Complicated and Skater Boy, it instantly skyrocketed her to superstardom. The album sold 16 million copies worldwide and earned her multiple Grammy nominations. Avril had become the voice of a generation that craved authenticity and attitude. She was everywhere, performing sold-out shows, winning awards, and becoming a fashion icon. But how did this 17-year-old girl from a small town in Canada become one of the biggest recording artists in the world at that time? Avril's natural singing ability was apparent from a very young age. She grew up singing at church and local events in her town.
My mom said she knew I was going to be a singer when I was 2. She said I came home from Sunday school singing Jesus Loves Me, and she was like, oh my God, she can sing. She's only 2.
With their strict religious faith, Avril's parents carefully monitored her choice of music, so Christian tunes and country music dominated her early singing. In 1999, at just 14 years old, Avril caught the attention of her first manager, Cliff Fabry, while performing in a bookstore. That very same year, Avril won a contest to perform on stage with icon Shania Twain in front of 20,000 people. By 16, she moved to New York with her brother, where she signed a 2-album recording contract with Arista Records, reportedly worth $2 million. In 2002, Avril had moved to Los Angeles and debuted her first album, Let Go, which went 7 times platinum. At just 17 years old, she had risen to new levels of fame. Avril Lavigne had shattered the mold for female role models. While pop icons like Britney Spears dazzled with glamour, Avril brought a raw, punk-inspired authenticity that resonated deeply with young girls. With her signature skater aesthetic and edgy style, she encouraged girls to embrace their individuality. Hits like Skater Boy and Complicated became anthems for those who felt out of place, empowering them to reject societal norms and celebrate their uniqueness. Avril wasn't just a singer, she was a voice for a generation. But with all of the newfound fame came immense pressure and scrutiny, often leaving Avril feeling isolated and overwhelmed by the expectations of fame and the music industry. In 2004, Avril released her second album, Under My Skin, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200. It marked a more introspective phase for Avril. With songs like My Happy Ending and Nobody's Fool, Avril began to explore deeper emotional themes like heartbreak, self-reflection, and the struggles of fame. But as her music grew more complex, so did her personal life. Avril's marriage to Derek Whibley, the frontman of Sum 41, faced its own challenges. The pair originally got together in 2004 and tied the knot in 2006, but the pressures of fame and the music industry took their toll. By 2010, the couple announced their separation. This was an incredibly difficult time for Avril, and her divorce brought even more sadness to an already challenging period. But this was far from the end of her struggles. In 2014, Avril was hit with one of her toughest battles. She was diagnosed with Lyme disease. This debilitating illness left her physically drained and emotionally shattered.
Literally the worst time of my life. I was seeing every specialist and literally the top doctors. So stupid. They would pull up their computer and be like, chronic fatigue syndrome, or why don't you try to get out of bed, Avril, and just go play the piano. It's like, are you depressed? This is what they do to a lot of people that have Lyme disease. They don't have an answer for them, so they tell them, like, you're crazy.
Many of her fans noticed her absence from the public eye and the music scene, leading to speculation and concern. Avril spent years away from the music scene, focusing on recovery and reflecting on identity and purpose. Despite these challenges, Avril emerged more resilient than ever. Her 2019 album, Head Above Water, was not just a comeback, it was a declaration of survival. The title track, inspired by her battle with Lyme disease, resonated deeply with fans, turning her struggles into an anthem of hope. But even as Avril reclaimed her voice and identity, a wild conspiracy was still lurking in the shadows. This rumour had followed Avril for most of her career and left fans both puzzled and intrigued. In the mid-2000s, this bizarre theory started circulating that Avril had died and was replaced by a body double named Melissa.
There's a conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne is no longer with us, and there is a woman named Melissa who took over, and I can't even say it seriously. You sitting across from me, you are Melissa, and there are like conspiracy theories that run so fucking deep. Like, does it annoy you that there will be people that comment on this episode being like, that's Melissa, that's not Avril?
When did it start? My second album? Like, I don't even know. I think like from the beginning-ish, second album. I don't know.
Despite the wild claims, Avril has openly dismissed these rumors as absurd. She stated multiple times that she is very much alive and continues to create music.
I mean, it's just funny to me. At one end, everyone's like, oh my God, you look the exact same. You haven't aged a day. But then other people are like, there's a conspiracy theory that I'm not me. Honestly, it's not that bad. It could be worse, right? Like, I feel like I got a good one.
Avril, this conspiracy theory about you is a little creepy. Come on.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be worse.
You could be getting like online books.
Obviously, I am me. It's so dumb.
Since her return, Avril has continued to evolve, collaborating with artists like Machine Gun Kelly, Young Blood, and Travis Barker. She's explored new sounds while remaining true to her punk roots, which is also showcased in her clothing line, Abby Dawn. Avril also continues to be an advocate for Lyme disease awareness, using her platform to educate and inspire. Avril's legacy is undeniable. She has paved the way for countless artists and remains a timeless influence in music and pop culture. Songs like Complicated and Skater Boy are more than just hits. They're anthems of rebellion and authenticity that continue to resonate with fans of all ages. In 2022, she was inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to her lasting impact and influence.